about the discrete random variable here, or you can say two discrete random variables here. We talk here, and subsequent to that, we have also discussed about some of our properties which are applies related to the discrete random variables here. And subsequently, if you remember here, when we are talking about the two random variables here, then we have classified the two random variables here in the two broader classification here. And this classification was based on the input, the random variables which we are considering here. Okay. So if you remember, when you talk about the random variables here, we have classified based on the nature of the random variable. If the nature of the random variable is discrete here, then we have called it as a two discrete random variable. If the nature of random variable is continuous here, then we will call this as a two continuous random variables here. Okay. So based on that understanding here, now we are moving ahead. So in the previous class, we discussed about the two discrete random variables here. Now we are uh, going for the two continuous random variables here. Okay. So before we move on here, just I am surprised to see the strength is very less for the today's class here. Any particular issues? So okay, so few inputs are coming to me. So for the Vasant Panchami, is there anything specific? People don't attend the classes like this? Hmm? So festival and everything, okay. But is puja at home probably might be there. Okay. I think a lot of options have been proposed from your sides here. Hmm? Anyway, if there is any worship or something at home here, so you have to manage the time here because this is also a worship here. Yeah, study is also very important here, and you can think of this. You are doing the worship here in the different mode here. So modality is slightly changed here. Okay. So maybe next year, when you all here, we will be present in the Basant Panchami Puja here at Triple IT campus here, which is our tradition. Every year we used to do here. And I think few of the notification from the governments has already came to us here. So very soon the institute will be open for all of you here. So all of you are interested to come to the institute here, or people are comfortable with the online teaching? So this is conditional. Huh? If you decide the mode of examination, then you will reply. Huh? Online. But once you come to the campus here, then we have the freedom here, okay, to decide the test here. You will from second semester, sir, online. That seems people are more comfortable here. Now the government is also uh, given a lot of relaxation here. So based on that relaxation, we can move on further. Okay. There is no point of sticking with the previous mode of teaching here. So again, this is for all of you here, because if you discuss with your senior here, they are more comfortable with offline here, because once you come to the offline teaching here in the campus, when you are having a one-to-one interaction here in the class here, that's something which you can't feel here or imagine here in case of online mode of teaching here. Okay. But anyway, this pandemic has just forced us to explore many new avenues here, and one of the new avenues is online teaching, which we are performing here. Okay. But anyway, let us don't deviate from our topic here and stick with our agendas for the today's class discussion here. I think the number has also increased here slightly, 125. It's still less compared to the other days here, but anyway, okay. Let's move on with this number here. So, as we are moving ahead, in case of two continuous random variables here, so let us define it first here, then we will switch to the some other concepts related to the continuous distribution here. So once we say need to define the continuous joint distribution here or here, then if you remember, we discuss few things very systematically here. Once we have the random variables, then to describe the random variable, I have to choose either the distribution function or the density function here. And you should also remember that out of these two functions, both are equally valuable here. If one is known to me, I could find out others very easily here. And to describe the nature or you can say the behavior of the random variable out of these two functions here, I need to know the information here. So when we are moving ahead for the continuous random variables here, or you can say two continuous random variables here, then I have to stick with our previous understanding, which we have developed in case of one random variables here. And as we are dealing with the two random variables here, so we have to deal with the two random variables x and y here simultaneously here, and we have to study the effect of x and y simultaneously here. Okay. So a joint probability density function for the continuous random variable x and y denotes as fxy here. So if you see or you can say compare with our previous understanding here, then you could find out a lot of similar notation, similar way here we are moving ahead. And if you see from the notation perspective, it is exactly same here with a slight modification. In the previous case, we are dealing with a one random variable. Here now we have introduced for two x and y here. The reason is because I have to see the two random variables effect simultaneously here. Okay. So here if we need to define it, so as we are dealing with the probability density function, yes, if you remember, once we defined the probability density function, we also discussed some of the properties, probability density functions here. So these properties are going to be true here in nature. So in case of probability density function, first property which you should recall here, that its value should be positive or greater than equal to 0 here. So first is fxy, xy is greater than 0 here for all x and y here. This is the first property. And second, here, the area under the curve here, corresponding to the curve here, its value should be unity here. So to define or can say calculate the area under the curve here, we generally refer the probability density functions here. So integer minus infinity infinity minus infinity infinity here, as we are dealing with the two random variables here, so two integration will comes here in the picture, fxy xy into dx dy, and this will be equal to the 1 here. So for any region R of two-dimensional space here, P probability xy belongs to R here. That's the region R here, which we are talking here. This will be equal to the integration of xy into dxy here. Okay. So the different integration of density function will give us the distribution functions information here. So this side, left hand side, what we have written here, this is another way to represent the distribution function here. Because there's you can say thumb rule here in case of density function, distribution function here. If you know the distribution function, differentiate it, you will get the density function. If you know the density function, integrate it, you will get the distribution function here. So either of is known to us here. Okay. So the answer is going to be same. It is not going to change. So one question is, sir, will the answer remain same if we interchange dx and dy in 3? Okay. So this is out of the expression here. If either of them I could perform here, the first here and second later on second here, it doesn't matter here. Okay. So I could choose any one here, but I have to be selective in the area or region or the boundary marking when I am doing here. Okay, so I have to be clear, precise at that time here. Rest of it doesn't matter here which order I am going to follow here. Okay. So this is the next question here. So calculate probabilities from a joint PDF here. Okay. So I think there's one more queries has been pop up here. Sir, when interpreting the double integral with area concept, how to proceed here? Okay. So in case of the area concepts here, if you remember the one diagram which I have shown you in the starting here, this one. Okay. So this diagram will give us some picture here. Otherwise, the rest of the things, because this is a 2D here, so you can't visualize the 3D images here. But so you have to go for a slight imagination here. So the moment we are given with some of the problem statement here, here related to the properties of some system here, then how this variation is taking place here, where I need to take the boundaries here. This should be very clear. So when you are taking the boundaries, it will clear how it need to be reflected in the integration here. Okay, because what is the limit? Because in principle, if I need to define it, this function here, this limits a b, what you are writing here, a b c d here. So in principle, this could be from minus infinity to the infinity range here. But as per the problem statement here, I need to see, okay, this is the range, rest of the time the function value is 0 here. So there's no point of going for integration minus infinity to the infinity here, as the function is confined within a specific range here. Okay, so such cases we have to go for the bounded region here of integration here. So this is again something related to the perception here. Here, when the problem is given, you have to little visualize, because the problem given will be in the case of two-dimensional here, and the real system, so actual picture would be a three-dimensional here. So slight imagination part, you have to use it and then solve it. Okay. So there are two things here. Okay, so can anyone solve here? So calculating probabilities from a joint PDF here. So what will be the values of C? So we have discussed the properties. So you just apply the properties, and rest is just a matter of time. So here you can just one hint here I could see here. Okay, the range of x which you need to take here, it will be from -1 to 1 here. Is there additional information here? Okay, so let us see. So first is once we are considering the c is equal to 1 here, so I need to use the properties here. This property says here the area under the curve here. So as the probability density function is given here, and we know the integration of probability density function here, then the limit will give us the a value as a unity here. So simply I have to put the functions within that here. Okay, and the rest of the time this value is like this here. So cx square y dx into dy here, and just put the range value -1 to 1 and x square to 1 here, here, and then just integrate it. You will get 4 upon 21 by c here. This value will be equal to the unity function values here. So from here c is equal to 21 by 4 here. Okay, now you have the value c is equal to 21 by 4, so you can substitute it here, 21 by 4 x square y dy by dx here. And for all such cases where x is greater than y here, okay, so what are those cases here? When x is greater than y here, but x square is less than y here. So this condition will be true only when the value is in the range of 0 to 1 here. The rest of the time you will not find this situation. If you take any value 0 to 1 here, if you go for this square here, its value will be always less here. For example, it is 0.5 here. If you square it, 0.25, this is further less here. So x range will be again between 0 to 1 here, modified here based on the condition, and then y range is x square to x. The solid, you will get the 3 by 22 here. So this is a slight tricky problem here, which is given here. So based on the nature here, you need to take a call. Okay, and you have to also realize what is the function is given here. Okay, because you can't take the straightforward minus infinity infinity here, because based on the nature of the function here, you have to take few hints here. As also the condition x is greater than y here, and if you see the straightforward here, you can say the y is always greater than x here. So how this condition could comes true here? But this is not y is greater than x here, but it is x square, not y, not x directly here. So x square is get less than y here. So just a point based on the function nature, you just take it here, and then there is nothing in the problem here. Okay. So from the same problem here is compute fx(x) and fy(y) here. So this is called a marginal probability distributions here. Okay. So once we deal with the marginal probability distribution here, so what you refer here here in the previous class discussion, in this case, if you remember, in case of marginal probability distribution, we had discussed that the distribution function here could be find out from the joint distribution functions here, or you can say corresponding to the one variable. In case of marginal probability distribution, we bother about the one function's values here. Rest of the or you can say rest function, or you can say other function values, I could take here in the entire range here, whatever the values they possesses here, I could take any value out of that here corresponding to the any given x or y here. As we are dealing with the two random variables here, so I could say corresponding x is equal to some values here. Here the y value will be complete domain here. Okay, so fx(x) here, if you need to define here, then it will be minus infinity to infinity here fxy xy into dy here. How this variation with respect to the y here, then x squared 1 21 by 4 x squared dy, just solve it here, we'll get it. Correspond to the fyy here, it is the minus infinity to, this is mistake here, into minus infinity infinity fxy xy into dy into dx, as we are dealing with the, for the marginal probability distribution for the y here, so this dx terms appear here, and x square is equal to y here, so x will be from minus root y to the root y here. So here if you substitute it, you will get the 7 by 2 y upon 5 by 2 here. So there are many questions like this is given in the book here. So you need to simply first open the book here and solve some of the problems here. Then we will have the better understanding what we are dealing in the upcoming days here, and what we are discussing here at present in this lecture here. So we are just simply using the properties here and putting it straightforward in the formulas here. Okay. So, but if you go for the problem statement, you will find a slight tricky here. So there, they will not be giving the straightforward here, but some twisted way, the information will be present to you here. Okay. Now there is another questions which you are dealing here. That the probability that x is less than 1000 and y is less than 2000 is determined as the integral over the darkly shaded region in figure 5.9 here. I think I have forgot to include the figure 5.9 here. Anyway, so the idea is if you go for this figure here, so from this figure you will get the information about this function here, fxy here. So I have included the function here, but the figure I have missed it here. Okay, so as the value of x and y is already given, so you could substitute it in the range function here, and you should also put the values here corresponding to this joint distribution function here. Okay, corresponding to this joint distribution function, as you can see from the function here, this is segregable here. So you could segregate the y term from the x terms here in here. So subsequently I could put the limit values here based on the problem it is defined here. So once you put it here and take the limit part carefully, you will solve it here. Okay. So point is, in this whole exercise here, whatever the limit values given, just take a note from there here, because based on that you will define the upper limit here. And what is the problem statement where the boundaries are fluctuating here. So from there you can define the other limits values here. Subsequently, most importantly here, you need to put the function values here in the functions here. Okay. So marginal probability distributions here. If the joint probability density function of continuous random variable x and y is fxy xy, the marginal probability density function of x and y are like this, fx like this. Corresponding to x here, it will be find out with respect to the y variation here, and this dy integration. In case of fyy, here marginal probability density function of y here, this will be with respect to the x variation here, and here subsequently the integration limit will be dx here. So when you are dealing here for marginal probability density function here, so we need to deal with some of the values here. If we are dealing with a marginal probability density function of x here, then x will be equal to some random variable or values here, x is equal to s small x. And in case of marginal probability density function of y here, this value will be y will be equal to the some random variable values small y here. Okay. So for the random variable that denotes times in example previous one here, calculate the probability that y exceeds 2000 milliseconds here. So here we are dealing with only y here. So from the problem nature here, you will get some idea. For the random variable that denotes time in example, so some function is given, calculating the probability that y exceeds 2000 milliseconds here. So here we are bothering about the only one values here. Okay. Yeah. So we need to bother about the both the functions here. Okay. So we have to just focus only on the one part here. Okay. So this way we could little bit tweak it here. So this problem, so just the function value, substitute it here, and subsequently the values here. You need to put it here. That's it here. Because corresponding to y is greater than 2000, you need to consider the x variation here. What I'm trying to put it here, if you remember this problem here, which we discussed yesterday. Mm. Yes, this problem here. If you remember, this was the corresponding discrete problem here. Probability x is greater than 2, y is greater than 2 here. So x is greater than 2 means based on the possible range of values here, 1 and 3. X takes value 1 and 3, y takes 1, 2 and 3 here. X is greater than 2 equal to means I have to by default go for x is equal to 3 only here. Corresponding x is equal to 3, what are the y's values? Y is equal to 2, y is equal to 3 here, because y is greater than equal to 2 here. So after the 1, 2, 3, I could take 2 and 3 here. And in case of PR, x is equal to 3 here. The moment I will define the marginal probability functions here, corresponding to the one function, if you remember what it is defining, x is equal to here some random variable value that is a small x here. So that small x values is this one here, which we are trying to point out in the problem here. Corresponding to this values here, what are the associated other functions possible values here? You need to include all of them here. So similar way, when you are dealing with the continuous functions here I need to include those aspects too here. Exactly. So for y is greater than 200, I need to include what are the corresponding x variations to here. Okay. So just including that part here, I need to go for the 2 summation here. I could perform it here. So conditional probability distribution here, the next part which we are going here. So if you remember, when we discussed this conditional probability distribution in the last class too here, so conditional probability distribution, if you remember here, conditional probability distribution, we define there that if the some information already known to us here, corresponding to the behavior of the system here, okay? And one of the very classical example which we consider here for the discussion, okay? If you remember this corresponding to the digital bits transmission here, we will go for the 0 and 1 transmission here, okay? So corresponding to, so this 0 transmission here, what will be the possibility? If you are transmitting a 0 here, then at the receiver end, it could be treated as 0 and 1. That's why 1 transmission, there is a possibility that you could treat this one as a 0 or 1 here. So this is transmitter side here. Can anyone explain what we have discussed yesterday? I think I have written everything here. So based on that, conditional probability distribution. Any volunteer? Because we have discussed this problem here. That's why I'm asking.
It follows Bayes' rule. No, we told it yesterday. So from
It
that
follows.
Bayes.
Yes, what you're saying that's correct. It is all related to the Bayes rules here. Okay. But could you interpret what I written here in the physical meaning here?
Okay, sir. For y, if x is done, is equal to if in Bayes theorem it is x intersection y, if I'm not wrong, by uh, f of
Okay, okay, Dhaval,
30.
Dhaval, don't
Yes.
bother about the mathematical part here. Okay, we will discuss slightly later here. Just could you interpret here in the simple words here so that other could understand? I get an idea that you are clear about the mathematical foundation here, but you could you interpret it here slightly what we are trying to define with respect to the conditional probability distribution here?
If I'm not wrong, are we trying to find out one's marginal probability with others without calculating it directly? From what I
Okay.
can.
Okay, good, good. Okay, any other volunteer who could explain? Okay, this is 180 class here, so I could expect at least a few volunteers here. Now the strength is okay, something good, 155. It's reaching compare to the convention number here. Okay.
Sir, it could be the probability of happening is given, and then we have to means the event of happening that one has come is given, and then we have to find its probability. The base
Uh,
event.
yes, you are correct here, but you are missing partially in the interpretation. Okay, anyway, a nice attempt. Good. Anyone else? I expect few more volunteers here because we have spent a lot of time on this random variable and this stuff here. And you people have already given a 3 quiz here, and I have seen a lot of good performance from many of you here.
Actually, the answer spoken by my batchmates are same, na sir. Like I would be speaking the same. So that's why.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, if anyone has the same meaning here, but he or she can also come forward here, no issue.
Sir, according to me, it's like the conditional probability by name only that one has happened, and we are finding the probability of others by the connections between both of them, the events.
Okay, good. Dipanshu. Anyone else? Any more volunteers? Don't be hesitant. Come forward.
Sir, I think the same.
Sir, it is same like if we throw 2 dice and sum should be 8, sir. Given that one of the dice must show 4, then we proceed
Okay.
in a way, sir. Like same implementation is here, I believe, sir.
Okay. Could you slightly elaborate it because you have taken a very nice example here. Okay.
Sir, like if we take 2 dices and we should get some 8, sir. But already there is a pre-assumed condition saying that one of the dice must show 4.
Okay. Good. Sainath. Good. Okay. Anyone else?
I think it is probability when we know that what is probability for some variable x, then we have to find probability, a joint probability for another variable along with x.
Not the joint probabilities. Now we are mixing with the mathematical interpretation part here slightly, I think.
So probability of y does not depend what is the outcome of x.
Probability?
Sir, the outcome of y does not depend on the outcome of x.
No, I think little bit you are out of track here. Okay. Anyway, I will come to the clarification of your doubt here. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Because these are the disadvantage of online teaching here, where as a teacher I can't have interaction with my students here. If you are in the class here, I could see your faces here. I could identify who is getting in what amount here. Okay. Because we have discussed a lot here on this part here. In the previous lecture, we have discussed too this issue here. That's why
I'm talking about the integration part that has to be done here in the numerator and denominator, because we have discussed about many variables. How can we integrate them for f?
okay. So okay, Dhaval. So I think you are also responded earlier, na? First one, you are the first one, na?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Any other volunteer?
Sir, so it is the probability, sir. So we have already assumed x.
Hmm.
We have already assumed an x that is already defined, and the conditional probability distribution of y is to be found out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sir, so previously we have already done that integration. If we integrate it over the its interval, then the area should be 1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Continue.
So that's not that much only till now.
Okay. Good. Good. Anything else?
No.
Any other volunteers? Because I have got very good responses from you. I'm quite satisfied with all of your inputs here. Okay. Okay. So let us, as most of you has given a very correct answers here, corresponding to the problem I have asked here. So let us elaborate it with some of the practical problem here. Then we'll come to again some mathematical part and how we can use it to solve it here. There's the secondary aspects here. So if you remember the previous class discussion here, where we talk about one of the very classical example of communication system here, just to understand this conditional probabilities here. Okay, and I'm actually referring myself to avoid the few words here. If you go for the Bayes theorems here, so you'll find that the Bayes theorem is the foundation for the machine learning here. So all the entire phenomena, concepts, or you can say foundation is based on the Bayes theorem here. Okay. And if you people try to visualize it here, just spend few more times, you will get the ideas here. And the one very qualitatively here, we are going to discuss here. Okay, because just to go for complete discussion here, it would require a few lectures here, not few minutes here. So we are not going to that part here because those things you will learn here, and I think most probably in the next semester here, in one of the course here, you will get some basic ideas of AI and machine learning is. Anyway, come to this part, our problem statement here. So in the problem statement, if you remember, so what is we have defined two structure. One is transmitter and other is receiver here. So in basic here, in principle here, what we used to do, whatever I am going to transmit here, it is going to be received by the receiver. This is our common convention here. We are moving here, but we also know at the same time, if I am transmitting something here, and it passes through the channel here, then it will get affected by the noise here. Correct? It will happen here. So noise will contribute. So this will happen here. So when it is interacting with the noise here, so sometimes you will not receive the correct signals here. Okay, this example you can understand with the real life problem here, as most of you have your DTS here, correct? DTS system here when there is a rainy season here. So you people are not able to receive, correct? Many of you have experienced this problem here. What is happening? Doesn't at that time the broadcast is not happening here corresponding to those programs here at that instant of time? Broadcast is happening as usual at the same time, just it was happening in the previous case here. But due to the disturbance and the noise in the channel here, we are not getting the signal in enough strength at the receiver end so that I could decode it properly and I could see the clear picture here at the receiver side here on my television here. Okay, same way if you imagine a transmitter side here, transmitter bit, the transmitter side here, I'm going to the very foundation level here. So at the transmitter side, generally whatever the information I'm transmitting here, this transmission is happening in the form of 0 to 1 bit here, as we are dealing with the digital domain here. Okay, all of you have some idea about the digital transmission here. So we are dealing with the digital transmission. So this transmission is happening in the form of 0 and 1 signal here. Okay, so when you are transmitting the 0 and the 1 here from the transmitter side, so in the perfect response would be here that at the receiver, if I transmitted 0, the receiver side I could decode it as a 0. If I transmitted 1 here, so the receiver side I could decode it as a 1 here. Okay, but what happened here when I'm transmitting this 0 1 pulse here? Okay, 0 and 1 pulse here. So maybe it could be due to the noise here. So due to the noise, some kinds of signal we will received here. So noise, it could hit so drastically here. So this could 1 here could be treated as a 0. So this line you can take it as a reference line here, because what is happening here corresponding to that every signal says I'm using some level of a power level here. So corresponding to 1 I am transmitting some power level here, corresponding to 0 I am transmitting some power level here. So the receiver side, the receiver will just detect that amount of power here. If the power is enough, then it will decode it as a 1. If power is low here, then it will decode it as a 0 here. This way, this detection used to take place at the receiver here. So corresponding to this 1 here, due to the noise impact here, it is attenuated. You will treat it as a 0, or this 0 here, which is here, this 0 due to the noise contribution here, you could treat it as a 1 here. So these kinds of chances are always present here. Okay, now come to the other problems here. So when I'm transmitting the 0 here, so at the receiver side, two possibility, it could be 0, it could be 1 as interpreted here. Same way, when I'm transmitting 1 here, it has the probability that it could be decoded as a 0 or it could be decoded as a 1 here. So both the possibility arises here. Okay, now the conditional probabilities which I are trying to deal here. Okay, so that comes into the frame here. Based on the information here, how we could denote it as corresponding to 0 and 1 transmission here. They both are equally likely here at the transmitter side here. Each one has the probability half here. So simultaneously receiver side, the receiving the 0 and 1 in ideal case here, it will be equal probable here. So it will be again half here. Okay. But the receiver side here, based on the noise contribution, when there is no noise here, then you could say half here. But based on the noise here, you can't say both at the receiver side will be half here. It will be slightly different here. First thing. Second, now the probability is got defined here from the transmitter's perspective here. So from the transmitter perspective, what we are transmitting here, I have denoted with a random variable x, and the receiver side, what is happening here, I could denote it as a variable y here. Okay, so if this statement is given like this, what it means here? Okay, so what is the information here? Y could be 1 or 0 here. So you could say, for example, if I take y is equal to 0, means 0 0 means this is the known information. If you remember fyx here, we try to find out the y corresponding to the given x here. So means at the transmitter end, I have transmitted the 0. What is the probability that the receiver side I will get 0? If y is equal to 1 here means at the transmitter end I have transmitted 0, and what is the probability that I will get 1 here? Means both the probabilities are there, as we have already discussed here at this side here. Okay, means we have not transmitted the bit here and we have visualized it based on the past experience or the past probabilities which is known to us corresponding to system behavior. I'm trying to predict here the behavior of function here. This is exactly, you can say, machine learning here, or you can say forecasting here. This is comes here. So corresponding to the 0 transmission here, because 0 and 1 could be here, so this 0 could be 1 here. Corresponding to a 0 transmission, what is the probability that I will receive the 0? Corresponding to 0 transmission, what is the probability that I would receive the 1 here? Simultaneously, corresponding to the 1 transmission, what is the probability that here the 0 will be received here? Corresponding to 1 transmission, what is the probability that 0 will be received here? So this way I could frame from the transmitter here. Now comes to the receiver side here. Okay. So from the receiver side, if you see here, as I said, if a 1 is received, decoded at the receiver side here. Okay. So if you see a receiver side, the 1 is appearing here due to the wrong interpretation, and this 1 is appearing here, the correct interpretation here. As you have transmitted 1, so you could receive 1 here at the receiver side. Simultaneously, if you have transmitted 0 due to the noise, you could decode it as a 1 here. So both possibility transmitted here. So at the receiver end, you could also find out the conditional probabilities here. I have received received 1 here at the receiver side. What is the probability that X transmitted value is 1? Corresponding to the 1 received at the receiver side, what is the probability that the transmitted value was 0? This is again a conditional values here. Okay, rest is just a mathematical terms here. You just simply put it in this formula, you could find out here. Okay, but at the same time, you should also understand what is the meaning of this conditional here. Simultaneously, I could frame it with respect to the 0. If I received a 0 bit here, okay, so corresponding to a 0 bit here, what is the probability that I have transmitted 0 at the transmitter? Corresponding to a 0 received at the receiver end here, what is the probability that I have transmitted 1 here? Okay, so this way all the permutation combination and this conditional things will comes into the picture here. Okay, so this is the you can say, if you go for the problem statement here, if you open the book here, you will find a lot of problems here, but it should be very clear the narrative of the problems here. If you pick the narrative of the problem here, so you will find the solution very easily here. So just don't be confused or don't be in hurry whenever the problem is pop up in front of you here. Okay. So if you need to define the conditional probability distribution here, so given continuous random variable x and y with joint probability density function fxy, the conditional probability density function of y given x is equal to x is here. Okay, I could find out here. So fy condition x here. So corresponding to given x, we are dealing with the what is the y here. Okay, I think Dipanshu asked. I have a doubt here. Yes, you can ask.
Sir, I want to ask, like, you gave an example of signals. So, why we are finding the probability of signals? Like, if it's coming and the noise is there, then we use some methods to improve that signal. So, why we are finding the probability?
Okay, so there are methods here. Even if you go for the communication system here, there are methods we could deal with the noise here. You could deal with the noise. You can minimize the effect of noise here, but you can't make it 0. You should be very clear. Okay, because noise is always present here, and if the medium is very noisy here, you can't do anything. Okay, and the one example I have given here, you have the DTS system here. You have all the resources at your end here, but in the rainy season, are you able to receive your program telecast?
No.
No. So you can deal with the noise here up to a certain level here. Beyond that, you can't do it here. Okay. So this way we used to deal with in case of communication system here. This is 0 and 1 here. Actually, what is happening here in because DTS system here. Okay. Even sometimes if you tune your radio system here, in case of radio system, if you find out here, there will be a lot of hiss or noises will be coming here when you are tuning here. Many of you have experience here, but no program telecast is happening here. Why? As those channel, there's a lot of noise is present here. That's why a very whispering sound will comes here. So you can deal with the noise here. You can minimize the effect here up to a certain level here. After that, there's no solution here. Okay, and still people are trying to find out and trying to improve the system performance here, and find a new ways here to deal with the noise here or minimize the effect of noise here. More precisely, I could say here. Okay. So as we are doing with the conditional probability distribution function here, it will have some properties here, just like our distribution function here, normal cases here. So the probabilities corresponding to the conditional values will always have some positive values here. And second, again, it is the density function we are dealing here. So density function properties and some rule. Here the area under the curve will be unity. That's the second point here. And third here, if you know the density function here, we could always relate it with the distribution function here. So integration of density functions will lead to the distribution functions here. So all the things are coming with a similar concurrence of our previous understanding here. Okay. So conditional mean and variance, we could also extend the concepts here. We could find out here. So the conditional mean values, if you remember, in case of x, what we are dealing with the integration x into fx here. Okay. For a ey by x here corresponding to a given x here, we are trying to find out the y values here. So this is integration y into f, y into y for a given x into y into dy here. So conditional variance, simply I could extend the concepts here and I could find out here. Okay, py by x here, x square into fx into dx here. That's the formula, and we could explore it and we'll go for it. Okay. So in case of independence nature of the function here, we could extend it here. So for continuous random variable x and y, if any one of the following properties is true, the others are also true here. So if both of them are independent in nature here, means I could segregate x from y here. Okay. If I could segregate x from y here, then this is the independence here. Okay. And if there are independence here, so the first property fxy, xy could be written in terms of individual marginal probability density functions here. And the conditional probability density functions will lead to the marginal probability density function here. This is corresponding to the x for a given x. This is corresponding to the given y here. It will be equal to the x here. And simultaneously, in case of distribution functions here, probability of x belongs to a and y belongs to b here. This could be written in p. I could segregate it both here, and their probabilities, or you can say joint probabilities, will be equal to the product of their individual random variables here. Here, because x belongs to a, this is one random variable, and p, y belongs to b, this will be another random variable here. So x and y here. So if you remember the initial discussion here, when you're dealing the probabilities, you have discussed these kinds of properties here in term directly with the probabilities terms here. But here we are dealing with the random variables, the terms linkage here. So marginal probability density function, I could generalize this concepts here. In place of 1, I could extend it for the p values here, and simultaneously I could move on here. So in the two cases we have seen that we need to go for the two differentiation integration values here, dx and dy here. And simultaneously, if you are dealing with the more values here, so those those many number of terms will appear here in the integration part here as well as in the differentiation part too here, based on the nature I am considering here in the discussion here. Mean and variance for the joint distribution functions here. So in conventional way, corresponding mean, how we could find out x into fx values here for the more values of terms here. So the corresponding more values I need to take it here. Okay. Those function values I need to incorporate here in the mathematical operations here. In case of variance, it will be x square fx first here. So here xi, mu xi square values here. Corresponding each I, what are the values here? Number of variables I am considering here. And this will be corresponding joint density functions values here. I could find out here. Okay. Okay, so we will start from here. If you have any question, you can ask it. Otherwise, I will close it because time is close. So the Panshu Pratik asks is this COVID graph here. Yes, a lot of extrapolation have been done here. Yes, in the background, a lot of machine learning is here. Okay. So answer for your question is yes. Any other doubt?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So thank you once again to all of you here. This is all from my side today. Thank you.